Well, good evening, everyone, or good early morning from wherever you are tuning in from. So, my name is Angeline Constantinou. I am the founder, life transformation coach, and podcaster of Let's Break the Silence with Angeline. So, welcome to the live broadcast here on my Facebook page. So excited to have a special guest with whom I connected with. So please smash the heart button. Let us know where you're tuning in from, so we can give you a proper shout out. But welcome to my podcast. Let's Break the Silence with Angeline. Please like and subscribe to my podcast on Anchor FM, Spotify, Google, Apple, and all the live streams. And we launch our podcast episodes every Monday morning at 7 a.m. Eastern Time. And please like and subscribe to my YouTube channel, which is Angeline Mitchell. And also, this broadcast will be uploaded on my YouTube channel as well, which I'm super excited about. So, I have a very, very special guest tonight with me, and I consider her like a soul sister. We met through a private networking event. So, here we go. So meet Stephanie Serrone. Tonight we're going to be talking to her. We're going to be breaking the silence with Stephanie Serrone tonight. So Stephanie Serrone from Uncover the True You, she facilitates women to heal themselves and intergenerational trauma to eliminate the stress response through a female specific process based on the science of epigenetics for irreversible guaranteed change, specializing in guiding women who feel betrayed by their bodies to uncover who they truly are. And I know that Stephanie has gone through a major transformation in her life. She went from a place of anxiety, depression, overwhelm, into reclaiming her life. So tonight we're going to be talking to Stephanie about how she reclaimed her life. So without further ado, hi, Stephanie.
Hey Angelina, how are you?
I am doing good. How about yourself?
Very well, very well.
And it looks like it's daytime where you are. So please let the viewers, where are you tuning in from, and what is the time there?
So I'm in Queensland, Australia. It's 9:30 in the morning. So I really hope that the person doing their yard next door doesn't interrupt us too much.
I know how that goes, right? And I
Yeah.
live in an apartment, and it's 7:30 p.m. Eastern time here in New York.
Yes.
And yeah, and you know what? Let's see who is joining us tonight. So, Dawn, hi from Ohio, which is the next state over from New York. Hi, beautiful Melissa. Hi, beautiful. And watching from Marathon, New York. Welcome in.
Hello.
Welcome in. Yeah, I'm excited too, Dawn. Oh, yes,
Oh,
Stephanie's
thanks,
hair is
John.
beautiful,
Thanks,
isn't? I
lovey.
know. I love the pink. Love the pink.
Hi,
Hi,
Melissa.
Melissa. Woot. Okay, so see, guess what? They can't wait to hear your story. So let's go back. So where I know, your story has empowered many women, and you came from a very dark place. Okay. So how did you reclaim your power from, all that pain that you went through, the anxiety and depression? What happened?
Yeah, I got to sort of that point where I had tried everything and nothing was giving me that change, that release, that solution. I felt like the Steph that I knew that really did still exist somewhere deep down, I had lost her and I couldn't find her again. I was looking and I was digging and I was, just trying to chip away, but I just couldn't get her. I couldn't find her. I felt like the spark inside myself had just gone and I was just like surviving and I felt like I
Mm.
was drowning. Um, I had tried everything that I had been told to try, doing all the things, psychology, counseling, all of the mindfulness meditation. I had chronic pain as well. So the mindfulness stuff, understanding neuroplasticity, pain signals, stress, drink more water, exercise, do all the things. And it was adding to it because I was just adding to my stress, adding to my perfectionistic tendencies of like, I've got to do, be, high
Right.
expectations of myself, like all the things. And it was just more stuff I had to do. And then I would beat myself up when I couldn't do it or felt like I was failing. And it wasn't, and it, I think I lived in that state for maybe 3 or 4 years.
Okay.
Um, and it wasn't until I found a female specific process that I realized that most women actually feel like that. Most methods are only designed for men. Everything else out there is designed for men, and it only works for 1 in 5 women. So the rest of us are running around feeling like failures because these things we're trying aren't giving us the results that we're looking for, or they work for a bit and then we feel like crap again. In
Right.
like 6 to 18 months, it's just like, oh, I thought I was over this. I thought I moved past this and it's back again.
Oh my gosh. Wow. Yeah. So how were you able? Yeah, and that's like the pain was, I'm sure it was like excruciating, what
I
you went
think
through. Was it because of life events that happened to you? I mean,
so yeah, I think it was all the emotional pain I didn't even really realize. So
mm,
I got bullied quite heavily when I was young, and into my adult life, the whole way through school. I was a bit of a tomboy, and people didn't really like that.
right.
you're a girl, you got to do girl things, and yeah, so I got bullied a lot. I had really low self-worth and self-confidence. I just was a big people pleaser. I just wanted people to like me so badly that it really hurt if they didn't. So I was just like a chameleon. I would pretend to be
Mhm.
a certain way, how I thought people would want me to be so they would accept me and like me. And I was always trying to prove myself. And then I also, like my mum and dad split up. There was, that was not a really great time, growing up with them sort of not really liking each other and sort of feeling like we were stuck in the middle with that sort of
Right.
stuff. And then, yeah, as I grew up, I also got into a really bad relationship, in
Okay.
late high school, and I was treated, really terribly as a narcissistic, manipulative person, very emotionally abusive, and that just depleted my self worth even more. I went through flooding where we basically lost all our possessions on my 18th birthday, and all these things are sort of just like building up to this person that had no self worth, no self confidence. Um, but I really didn't even realize any of that. I was just stressed, but I didn't realize, and I think because I was ignoring all of that, then my body started going, "Okay, well, I'm just gonna create pain that's gonna torture you every single day, and it's not gonna leave you because you
Mhm.
can't ignore that."
Right. You can't ignore it. Right. Exactly. Exactly.
So then that
Wow.
came on top of it all.
Oh my gosh. I can imagine how you how you felt at that time. And
Yeah.
we have my friend Jamie here. She is listening from Saratoga.
Hey,
We live
Jamie.
we live in the same
So
city.
nice to meet you. Oh,
Yeah,
nice.
and actually, we're going to be catching up really soon, so I'm really excited about that. Yeah, so how did you discover the Creatix method?
So the lady that created it, she actually is from Australia as well. She
Mm,
created the Institute of Women International because she realized that women are being missed. There's this female factor that is being missed, and everything else was working really well for men, but not giving the results for women. So she went and
mhm,
created the institute, and she created a specific modality that helps women for guaranteed irreversible change really quick. They don't go back into their story. They can just heal it. But I met her years prior when I was doing some direct selling. She was just, one of the directors in the company,
oh, okay, good.
and I was in my teenage years, and so I had known her from from then, but we had lost touch over many years. And then I saw her on Facebook. She was just looking for people to do some editing, like video editing, which is another thing I love to do. And she said, "Oh, can I just send you some footage? Because I've just got some before and afters of these women that have gone through this process with me." I had no idea what she was doing, but I was just seeing these women that were falling apart. They were broken. They were hurting. They had you could just see that they were really not okay. And they were struggling with their emotions and their
Mhm.
past and all of that. And then the after videos of these women were just like completely opposite. They were bright. You could tell that all of the pain had gone. It looked like a different person. They were just happy and they were laughing about the things that they were crying about before. And you're just like, what is this? And I said to my husband, like, I feel like all those broken women, like, I need whatever that is.
Right.
That's what I want to feel. That's what I need.
Oh my gosh. Yeah, because the program initially, from what I understand, was just for men, but it wasn't working for women. See, men and women are very different.
So different.
Yeah, so different. So this, this method that you teach to your clients, so what does that look like with your
Yeah,
client?
so I don't basically it's really an advanced healing method that recreates the state of a real life wake up call. You know, where people have a wake up call in life where normally something really traumatic happens and they go, "Oh, I'm I'm changing my life. I can see things differently now. I'm going to live my life differently." But normally it's a traumatic thing like a heart attack or
Mm,
um a car crash or something like that. It recreates that transformational component of a real life wake up call for a woman, but without the trauma. And it's a process that's done where you're guided through a story, but it's full of metaphors that speak to the female mind. And it really gets into the deepest layers where all of these things exist and all of these patterns run and all of these triggers happen. And it resets that. So each woman gets to heal themselves. I just facilitate them to actually do that and getting them to that place where all of those realizations and aha moments occur and they can relearn what they need to so that moving forward they can't unlearn that. That's just the way that they now think, feel and believe life to be.
wow. Wow, that is amazing.
Yeah.
So, how many sessions does that involve? In
So
order
everyone's so different. So instead of session by session, we work to an outcome, and the outcome is all the emotional pain that a woman comes to us with. So normally,
Mm,
everyone has at least 30 issues, but some women that I work through is around 80, 2 pages worth of stuff because we carry a lot of stuff with us.
right,
But even with all of that, we look at around a month. So within that month, then they're done. And then you don't have to keep doing the work. It's just an intensive time of healing where we just eradicate all of that. And
right.
then you just get to go and then live without that stuff being in existence in yourself anymore.
Wow. Oh my goodness.
Yeah.
I remember when I interviewed a lady, this goes back, I think, to January. She offered, I recall, something similar. So you don't go back to the past. You just focus on just getting to where they want to be, correct? I just,
Yeah, so the process is very unique, and the way it's
mm,
designed is it's got nothing to do with us and our story. So even though a woman's issues are very specific to her, the way that they're healed doesn't have to be. So it's got nothing to do with the woman, which means it's safe and it doesn't go back into our trauma, but it
uh-huh.
heals what the issue is at the deepest layer.
That's amazing. That's
Yeah.
amazing. And I love your mission, uncovering the true you.
Mm.
So, how did that come about for you, uncovering the true you? Because
It
I
just
love,
sort of
I love the name.
it just sort of came to me because like that's how I felt. I felt like the true me was underneath all. I was under there the whole time, but I couldn't get to her. I couldn't get there myself. As much as I tried, I just couldn't get there. So we are the true essence of us within, but then we've got all these layers of all the doubts, fears, insecurities, pain on top, and we can't, like, we find it really hard to get back there, but we always exist at that place. It's just getting all that stuff out of the way so we can find and uncover that person who's really in there again.
Right. Right. Uncover the true you. And I like what Dawn said. Dawn says here, yes,
Yes.
discovering your authentic truth. So
Yes,
good.
Dawn, because everyone's got their own truth inside. And so if I was to tell you all the things that you need to hear, like that I would think would help you through something, that's not going to fix you because you've got your own truth inside. So that's why all of these other things don't really last, because it's not coming from the woman, the human, and what they need. So we know the guru said you've got everything inside that you need to heal yourself and to be happy, right? But it's like, how do we get there? How do we find
How do
it?
we get there? Right. Exactly.
I need the
Exactly.
key. It's like you're given this amazing car, but no one's given you the key. And so it's just unlocking that. That's what Creatix does. It's just you can access that for yourself, get all those beautiful learnings and realizations, that authentic you, all that truth, and then that becomes how you actually think and feel then moving into the future.
Right. Exactly. Totally agree with you. I absolutely agree with you. And Dawn says yes.
Yes.
So, okay. So getting back to, because I know that there's different types of healing, from trauma. And there's a lot of therapists who, they go back to the past to try to uncover the trauma. But I like your approach. It's very interesting. It's a very interesting approach. So,
Mm.
so how do you work, like in terms of clients, do you have group sessions or is everyone individual?
Yeah, absolutely individual, because this is advanced healing and every woman has their own very specific needs, thoughts, feelings, emotions, and beliefs, past things that are causing them to feel things still now in the current state. And so it's very much specific to each woman, what they particularly need, what they're dealing with now, and what they need to clear to move forward. So, yeah, just an intensive program, one on one, where we work together for, it's sort of session by session. Normally, it's only 3 or 4 sessions that a woman actually needs, but it's the whole process together of uncovering what they actually need to heal, then working to heal it until they
Right,
can confidently say, there's no issue with any of the stuff I came to you feeling. And then that's guaranteed to never change. So then they go, okay, cool. Now I can go live my life how I want, because all that stuff is done. It's out of the way. It's in the past, and it
right,
doesn't come with them into the future anymore.
exactly. Now I know that you wrote, and I want to just quote this: "The transformation was unbelievable, and words cannot describe the feeling inside of letting it all go. I am just one example out of thousands of women worldwide of how powerful and life changing this really is. Women are different and need a different approach for true, deep, lasting healing from their emotional baggage." And guess what? And what you wrote is true. We all deserve to feel free. So
Yes.
why be overburdened with all these, traumas? I mean, the transformation that you have gone through, I agree, is unbelievable.
Yes,
Unbelievable.
exactly. Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, when you went through the transformation, did that ignite a spark of fire in you?
Oh gosh, yes. And initially, it was literally just for me. Like, I felt so trapped and so stuck and so overwhelmed with life that I wasn't living. So when that stuff was fixed, I just got self-belief and confidence, and I was just like, "Oh my gosh, I can just go live life." So myself and my husband, we quit our jobs. We were working really good jobs, and I felt like I needed a normal job to do the normal thing, and have security and stuff, because I was, it's all those things around security and money and how you feel about yourself in the world and all those things. But then I was like, oh, I can go do whatever I want. I'm living for
Right.
other people and following society's rules when they don't really make me feel happy. So we quit our jobs. We traveled around Australia for 12 months with our dog, camping on our roof in a tent. We traveled, for 12 months all over. We did Tasmania, went to the snow, we went to Ayers Rock. Like, it was just incredible. And then we ended up just stopping over the other side of Australia, in Western Australia on the west coast, and we
Mm.
just stopped there and bought a house there and lived there for a couple of years, and then we've
Great.
recently moved back over here, and just
Oh,
whole life just opened up, because when you're not coming from a place of feeling like you're got to live a certain way, then your life changes to match that once you don't have those limitations anymore. It's just like, wow.
it is freeing. Oh my God.
Yeah.
I just, Dawn says we need to talk Steph
Yes,
Leadership
Dawn.
over the
I
day
can't wait to
job.
connect.
See,
Yes, doing the thing, that
I
that
know.
society tells you have to do, and following all
Mhm.
the rules. I was like the biggest rule follower you ever saw.
I don't like rules. Well, anyway, I can describe myself as like a little bit of a rebel.
Yeah,
Okay.
oh, I love
Yeah,
it. Yes,
right.
I'm definitely a
And you
lot
know
more
what
like
Dawn
that
says,
now.
which is true. It's life sucking.
Life-sucking.
Life sucking. It
Yes,
takes
yes.
the energy. It just sucks the energy out of you, especially when you have to ask permission to do something that,
And
like
work
you
with
want to
people
be.
that you don't like, and
Yeah.
ugh.
Not only that, I mean, yeah, right. Instead of being a rule, be a leader. I mean, you
Mm,
know, um,
yeah.
being a leader is life changing. Instead of,
Yeah, and like
yeah.
the reason that it's hard for most women to do that is because
Mhm.
don't feel like we have the value, or we don't feel like we deserve it, or we're not good enough to be that person, lead our own life, or we don't trust ourselves. I never trusted myself. I would be the most indecisive person, even over picking an apple at the shops. I would stand there for ages, and then I would feel bad because I'm taking too long, and I
Mm.
would overthink every little thing. But it's the reasons why we feel like we need to follow the rules, and also things like being perfectionist and all of those things, putting the
Mhm.
pressure on ourselves, trying to prove ourselves and making sure we're doing a good job and getting validation from people, because that means because we don't have it inside of ourselves. So it's just fixing all of that for whatever reasons that we're not feeling like we can live congruently to how we want to live.
Exactly, exactly. We deserve to live a long life. Life is supposed to be long. So instead of, and I was watching this video on TikTok from, she's a really good creator, and they call her grandma. Okay.
Uh-huh.
But she is amazing. I actually duetted one of her videos. Life is meant to live a long life and to free ourselves from all, the trauma or whatever has been pent up inside of us, because life is long.
Mm.
We
Yeah, and you don't want to feel like if your life is long that you're suffering through it.
There you
You want to
go. I like
enjoy
the way
it.
yeah, you see that? You see that?
What's that?
Yeah, why suffer? Why suffer? It's just, to me, once you free, and I know this from experience, and I teach something similar to my clients. Okay, once you let go of those self-limiting beliefs, and I'm very proud of Dawn for doing this. She let go of her self-limiting beliefs and whatever was holding her back. The world of abundance opened up for her. You see?
That's right. That's
Yeah.
right. It's amazing how once we change how we feel, excuse me, how we change how we feel internally, it reflects externally into our lives.
Right, exactly, exactly, exactly. It sure did. I know, Dawn. It did. It did. Absolutely. Absolutely. It sure did. And I'm so happy that you were here on my live tonight, uncovering the true you and sharing your powerful story. So, before we close the broadcast up, because we're coming up to 30 minutes, where can people go because I understand that that you do offer a free consultation. So I'm going to put that up right now.
Yeah, so I have a free consultation. Normally that's valued at $300. That's how I normally do them. But for the guys that are following and finding you, I am offering that for free. So anyone that feels that they want to see what's going on inside of them, it's sort of like getting your cards read, but finding out what's going on in your mind.
Mm,
Really understanding what's holding you back, what's coming up for you, what's limiting you, what things you need to break through that are really sort of stopping you from living the life or feeling the way you want to feel. I can help you identify those in a blockage analysis. So it's sort of like an emotional health check, and it's done over Zoom. So whatever time suits you, you can jump on and book a time that we can
mm.
actually delve into what's going on for you specifically, and I can shine light on what that is. And then if that then working with me is something that works for both of us and I feel like it's something that I can say, look, I can absolutely help you with this and I can guarantee that I can get you there, because I don't work with everybody. But if you're at that point and it's something that you're really ready to do, and I feel like and believe that this is something that will help you, I will absolutely be able to help you move through that in about 1 month.
In about 1 month's time. Okay. And that's so for those of you who are going to be watching the replay tonight, or those of you who have tuned live, if you would like to book a free consultation, you can book it right here through the Calendly link. And that's Meet the True You. And I love customized blockage analysis clone. So you're going to essentially you're identifying those blockages.
Yeah, exactly. So everyone's got a lot of their own. We've got lots of different ways, but self can't analyze self. So I can't even analyze myself. If I need stuff done, I go to another transmologist and then she can show me what it actually is. Because even though we know we're struggling with stuff, it's not until we start using certain language and get into talking about it that what actually is the issue comes up. And I'm trained to be able to not only fix but identify the things that are actually the issue. So we're working on the most important things, the things that are really the issue, not just the fluff. So say, as an example, someone, if a psychologist said you've got abandonment issues, but then I
Okay.
start talking to you and your actual issue comes up to be like, I've always been alone. I'm on my own. Even though the label is clear, abandonment for us and how we feel and how it feels very different. And so we work on each woman's individual things that are really causing her the pain and how she's actually feeling in her life.
Right, exactly, exactly. And that's good. So definitely for those of you who would love to book a call, please book this call with Stephanie. Stephanie, you are truly amazing. And in closing, what is a special message that you would love to share with the audience tonight?
You're worthy of healing. Your pain in your past does not need to define your future. Like, no matter what you've been through. And even if you feel like you've been through stuff that isn't as bad as anybody else, your experience is still valid and you still deserve to feel happy.
Well said. And I love it. I love it. I love it. Well, I want to thank you. Want to thank you, Stephanie, for coming on tonight and sharing your incredible story and your transformation. So proud of you that you were able to reclaim your power, because that's essentially what happened. And I'm very proud of you. You're young and vibrant. I love your energy. Um, and I'm super excited to have you here tonight. So this podcast episode will be uploaded onto my podcast in 2 weeks. So, like I said, every Monday morning we go live at 7 a.m. on Let's Break the Silence with Angeline. So please like and subscribe to my podcast on Anchor FM, Spotify, Google, Apple, and all the live streams. This will be live in 2 weeks, 2 weeks from Monday. And also, please like and subscribe to my YouTube channel, which is Angeline Mitchell. So thank you again, Stephanie, for joining us tonight. Please hang out with me in the green room for a few minutes after the broadcast. This broadcast is coming to a close. If you found value tonight, please hashtag value in the comments. Please let us know your thoughts. We would love your feedback. And please reach out to, for a free consultation, please reach out to Stephanie on her Calendly link. And I will post that actually in the comments on the live once this is over. Okay. So I want to wish you all a great night. Have a great night, everyone.
Thank you. Bye.
Or a great morning.
Yeah.